Welcome back. We're heading off to Orlando, Florida for ICAST 2024. Let's go. So right now we are at ICAST on the water and we're going to be testing out the latest kayaks. Come with me and let's jump right in. Hey folks, we are back at ICAST 2024 and we are at the Bixpy booth. I'm here with Human. He is the creator and owner of Bixpy. You might have seen Bixpy on my channels before. They make this little tiny motor that's like the size of a can of Coke, but it has so much power, and that's why I like it. We're gonna jump right in. Human's gonna show me what is new at ICAST.
So right here we got our tank, as always. We got our new PP 768, so roughly 20% smaller and lighter. We've sourced some really nice, stable lithium iron phosphate cells that allow us to run that motor for about 2.5 hours. We have obviously a 13 speed on this, as opposed to the 12 speeds on the smaller battery. We do have new firmware coming up for this as well. That will give you some extra features. That'll be out in about a week as soon as we get back from ICAST. And there's your 13 speed. That gives you that extra bit of a push. There we go. Now at the booth we have boats from 3 of our partners. We got a boat from BOTE. And on this one we have the motor mounted in a center console, pedal drive, nice and simple. So you're motorizing in seconds. That'll push this paddleboard up to about 4.5 miles an hour. We have it set up with a smaller battery here.
And the cool thing is their batteries float. This battery, you can throw it in the water and it floats.
That's
and I've done it.
Fully waterproof, battery floats. On this one, you do have the option of also using a power pole. So if you wanted to take that rudder off and put a power pole setup in there, you could. So power pole would look like this. So very similar setup to that. Here we've got a power pole with our pole steering. We are very proud of this very simple mechanism because it is the best way to steer that motor. Stable, no lines, no slagging, no nothing. Super, super simple.
The steering is so smooth. Very simple steering design. No lines to have to run through your kayak or through your boat. It's just a simple push-pull steering. I like it. Keep it simple, stupid. It's not gonna break on you because it's just a pull.
So we've got that set up. Do you have the bigger battery there? Just a reminder, these batteries do have these nice T-tracks on there so you can mount things to them, right? I mean, it's a 20-pound battery, so it's a really good stable platform for mounting cameras or
And you got an auxiliary cable, or do you have an auxiliary port on this one? Or
no. This is a pure battery. We try to keep this as clean as possible.
As clean as possible, okay.
Yeah, because just don't want any added stuff to it.
Okay.
But we do have, the cool thing with this is that module is removable. So if we do decide one day we want to change things up, you keep your battery, that module just pops off. So one day we decide we want to do something different. Yeah, that's the cool thing about this. Right. Okay. So that, we're able to change that module out. Maybe in the future we'll have something different.
Yep.
But you get to keep the core, which is the expensive part of that battery, right?
Yep. So that is one thing to note though. So if you do want to have this also power other things like a fish finder, so you would need to go to this battery here.
Or you buy an auxiliary battery.
Or you can buy an auxiliary battery. Yep, so they have an auxiliary battery here, even solar chargeable.
Yeah.
But this battery pack here, which is like on more of the standard cheaper kits, has the auxiliary. And I use this battery all the time. And it gives me a ton of runtime. But if you need a little bit more power, then this is the one you want. This is the one you want for the most runtime out of your unit.
Right. Yep. So from there, we got one here as well. And of course, this can be solar charged, right? The big battery, there's no solar charging with the big battery, just not practical, right? It's not something you're gonna do.
What are some of the specs with solar charging this? Do you know
So solar charging, if you got good strong sun, you can solar charge the battery to full in about 6 to 8 hours.
That's actually really impressive.
Yeah,
that's good. That's way better than I thought.
Yeah,
that's
no,
actually usable.
It's usable, yeah. It's really like it's actually usable.
Because for a long time, you told me you're like, no, we currently can't get a panel to do it. We can't get a panel.
Yeah.
The
thing was that it was the panels that were available at that time. They were so expensive that it didn't make sense as a product, right? So now the panels are cheap enough that.
And I love this material. This material is like, it feels like a Kevlar.
Man, it's tough. Yeah, this stuff
so
is tough. So yeah. The one question we get a lot is, can you run and charge at the same time? And the answer is no, because it's not good for the battery to do that too.
Yeah.
And it's not practical anyway, because these panels they just don't work when you don't have them angled properly, when you don't have them clean. As soon as you get a bit of water on them or angle them weird, they're not going to charge. So it's not going to work anyway. Okay, from there, this is the big one, right? So we got the Vibe Uptown 100
I actually caught
lights.
a massive shark on this kayak, massive one.
Awesome.
I pulled it on board.
Yeah.
And Bixpy in this is like a perfect pairing. I mean, this will be like a lightweight fishing machine.
Yeah, exactly. So you got 3 options on this one, right? You got the pedal drive pod they've got, so you can go in there, plug and play, super simple. Then we have a rudder on here, and on this one, you can actually use their steering system or our pole steering system. Both systems work. So the steering, this is interchangeable, so you can take that off and put it on there. You can put this on.
And then you can use their steering lines to connect up.
Yeah, and that's how we had yesterday when we had it in the water, right? I like the pole steering.
I think the pole steering would be the fastest way to set it up.
It is. It's like in and out. Exactly.
Yeah, I would, if I was having this watercraft, 100% I'd be using the pole steering.
Yeah.
Because then you don't even have to worry about running the lines and attaching the rudder control.
Yeah.
That's one less step you have to do. This will be so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
That new rudder is super cool.
Thanks, man.
I love the uphaul downhaul, how it works and how it like articulates in itself. That's so cool.
So the most important feature of it for doing reverse is that it won't kick up. But there is a locking mechanism that will allow the motor to kick up if it hits something.
I think this is probably the most over-engineered rudder on the market for a kayak.
Literally, that is robust.
Yeah, and it's got, because we designed it with, a place for the cable to run, so it's not just dangling, it's nice and clean. Yeah. It is removable as well, right? I mean, you can take that rudder out and just walk away with it in 2 seconds. So, so we're.
Can I walk away with it?
Friday.
There you go.
We need it till Friday. So that's that. And then the last option in this, of course, is we've got it on the fin box underneath.
Oh, another hidden motor.
Yeah.
Just showing the versatility. They have so many mounts for this little tiny motor. The motor, like I said, is like the size of a can of Coke. And they designed it to just be able to fit everything.
We have our flat mount adapter. That is to allow you to do DIY projects. If you want to stick this to a moving dock or whatever you've got going on, you can use that adapter. We have our flip and lock adapter. This is a common fin box that's found on IRocker paddleboards, on Gilly paddleboards, and a number of other paddleboards. We have our what we call a US fin adapter. You'll find this adapter commonly on hardboards and some of the higher end inflatable paddleboards. And then we have our slide and lock adapter. And again, this is very commonly found on some inflatable kayaks and a lot of the inflatable paddleboards.
This is by far the most versatile motor system in kayaks and small watercraft, by far.
So that's it, man. That's what we got going on today. Of course, we got 20-something other mounts for different kayaks, different paddleboards, different stuff. So check out our website. And Justin makes awesome videos, so check out the rest of his videos on our product as well. So
we'll have this all linked in the description below and in the comments. Check it out. Please smash that like button and subscribe. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Thanks for watching. Signing out.
On top of the morning, on top of the wave, on top of the team, on top of the days, on top of my purpose. I create. Y'all wanna copy, but we're not the same.